Durin is busted. Truly don't know what they were thinking while creating this character. Genshin is notorious for releasing characters that are better than the last, but this one is quite crazy. Durin is truly a spectacle. His kit alone allows you to overpower many obstacles, and you don't have to do too much as it just comes ready to go within his kit. There's a lot to go over when it comes to Genshin Impact's new update, when it comes to Hexrite characters, when it comes to Durin, so there is a lot to go off of. But for this video, we're going to cover how to build him depending on what you actually want to do with Durin. If you're curious on how to build him, this is how I would do it to make him an absolute powerhouse. He's a pyro sword user, so obviously you're going to need a good sword. So use something like the Jade Cutter or Mist-Splitter if you don't have his best in slot weapon. Though I do think for 4 stars you're going to have to stick with the Battle Pass weapons, otherwise you're going to have to use the Favonius, which is not the best option, or you can use the Finale of the Deep, which is a much better option. Though you will be facing a little bit of a problem when it comes to clearing his Bond of Life with that. So to use him as a support / versatile DPS hybrid, you want to have a Noblesse set on him. Now this can be really confusing because if you have Bennett on the team, more than likely a chance that he is the one using the Noblesse set. So you're going to want to have him be on something else. A lot of people saying, oh, you should probably put like an emblem set on him or whatever. Well, it just depends. If you're using Durin as your main character damage dealer and you have Furina on the team, might even want to run the Marshal Say Hunter set. Is going to be a very good option for it. But if you don't have Furina, then maybe the Emblem of Seraphate is not a bad set since you'll get some extra burst damage. So the Goblet, it's good to go attack percentage because he does get buffed when you reach a certain amount of attack. So that would be good on him if you don't have enough attack. But if you do, Pyro Damage Goblet will do you good. So if you have C6 Bennett, you can kind of avoid doing the Pyro Damage Goblet a little bit here. But yeah, generally it would be quite nice if you have at least 2500 attack for you to get the buffs that he can give you. There is definitely a lot going on when it comes to his artifact set, but there are tons of options, so you don't have to worry too much. You can even use the Gladiator set if you're really pressed about doing some damage. Now, Durin is a character that can do many things, and one of the main things he does is actually shred resistance. The way to do that is within his quote-unquote white mode, which deals less damage, but it does give you more buffs. So if you use the white flame part of his kit, you actually get a lot of resistance shred. You can get up to, I think, 35% resistance shred, which is pretty insane if you really think about it, just having a character do that off the get-go. But if you're using the dark mode, you actually improve his vaporize and or melt damage, which is actually a pretty big thing as well. And if we put Hexrite into the equation, this increases and goes to like 70%, which is a very big buff. Types of buffs are not to be played around with, so I definitely recommend that you guys do the quests necessary so you guys get the Hexrite buff. This allows you to, you know, buff your other characters from Mondstadt as well, so I definitely recommend you guys. Now, because of how Hexrite works, you're going to have one more character on your team so you can get the buff to be activated. So anyone from Mona to Fischl to Albedo to Klee to Venti to any of those Mondstadt characters, those are the ones that are going to give you the buff. So more than likely, you're going to have one of those characters on your team. Something like Durin Mona would be quite strong because Mona already buffs you, and if you're running Thrilling Tales, it's going to give you an even stronger buff. Now you can also have teams with something like Albedo Shalonen, and that would work as well if you want to use dark mode on your Durin, and that would be pretty strong, especially if you use Mona, Albedo, Shalonen. You would have quite a nice team, especially since Shalonen can use the Cinder City artifact set. And in this case, I would use Durin with a different build, so something with attack percentage would be quite nice, but since it is safe to use Noblesse on him within this team, it's okay, and you can, you know, swap off the sets. But yeah, that is bro, that is Durin. So I will be covering his teams and whatnot in another video. But yeah.